Hello again, everyone. Hope you're all well. You guys didn't seem to mind the lighting situation last time when I was by the fire. In fact, some of you actually preferred it. Means you can't see me properly. It's probably a good thing. So yeah, thought I'd do another one again. I've got a bottle of my mate's homemade mead here. I think he calls it Viking blood or something like that. It's made with honey and cherries and other things. Got a glass welly. Just going to sit by the fire and have another ramble. Today's I'm going to talk to you about something that's affected me. It's not so much a gaming thing, although it does affect me in gaming chats and things like that. But it's affected me my whole life, and I was ashamed of it for an awful long time, but then I sort of come to terms with it, and that is I'm dyslexic. And I know a lot of people out there are probably thinking, oh, they've had it. You know what I mean? If you're not dyslexic, it's really hard to understand the impact it actually has on every day-to-day life. I'm 36 years old, and my kids can read and write better than I can, which I'm actually very grateful for, that they're not effective in the same way. I mean, my son is like, maths is just perfect. My daughter reads 2 or 3 books a day. But yeah, I was going away through school and everything else and found it really difficult. Really good at solving out problems, but if you ask me to write it down how I did it, it's like this wave of fear comes over you. You do tend to think that, oh, the amount of times people say, oh, you're just thick and everything, you start believing it yourself. But you're not, your brain's just working in a different way. It really is. I remember the time I finally sort of spoke out loud and said to someone, because I used to try and hide away from it. Somebody handed me a form and stuff like that. I'd get somebody else to fill it in. I'd hand, oh, can you do this, you know? But I was at a job interview and it was just me in a room with like 2 or 3 other people, and I said I'd come for the interview. And the one behind the counter just went, can you clipboard with a couple of pages on and a pen, says, fill this out and we'll call you up. And I don't know what it was. It was more like a out-of-body experience kind of thing. I just said, I can't do that. I'm dyslexic. Can you help me? And the weird thing is, I remember the words coming out of my mouth, but I don't remember thinking of saying it. But I just said it. And she said, no problem. Give me 5 minutes. I'll come over and help you fill it out. And you know what? It was the best thing I ever did. Because instead of the first thing they saw of me, or experience of me, was this illegible squiggle on a page, which, you know what I mean, if that's your first impression, it's not going to be a good one. She actually sat down, spoke to me, and we sort of like connected, and I was able to go more in depth into questions and explain why, you know, answering the questions, than just writing them down. And honestly, it was great, and ever since then, I ask, you know what I mean, ask for help. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't get into conversations, or are scared of being mocked, or, you know what I mean, worried what people are going to say just because of being dyslexic. But I wanted to say now that just say it. There's help. You know what I mean? It was the same as everything. You're probably going to get mocked a little bit, but you're going to find an awful lot of help out there. With my dyslexia, it's weird. It's like, have you ever read a book and people say, oh, I got lost in a good book? I never have. Imagine reading a book and you're focusing so much on reading the words that you never read the story. Because I can read. I can. That's not a problem. I can read. But the story doesn't sink in. The story, you don't go to that place that, you know, people always say that oh, it's great, lost myself. Never experienced that. Another thing which is actually quite funny, being dyslexic now, is you're in a constant battle, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who has this, with autocorrect on your phone. It can change it for the good, it can change it for the worst. I remember there was one of the groups, and I put up a post saying, what was your favourite Game Boy? Click send, thought nothing of it, come back half an hour later, looked at my phone, and there was like people laughing and joking, and then there was loads of pictures of gazebos. Me and my dyslexia and the autocorrector changed it to what was your favourite gazebo. And with that, there's two ways that you can deal with it. You can quickly delete it or pretend it didn't happen, everything else, or you can just go with it. You know what I mean? Find humour in it, because I think that's what's helped me through a lot. I'll see people like, oh, you can't spell. I'll just go, oh, go duck off. You know what I mean? Straight away. It's like, and then that sort of diffuses it all. You should just find humour in it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who I'm on with the groups with everything else, and they know that I'm dyslexic, and they tend to, they know what I'm trying to say. I have on a few occasions people send me like private messages and say, oh mate, you spelt that wrong. You know what I mean? But it's really odd with the spelling, because being dyslexic, people point out a word, but you don't know it's wrong because you can't tell. You know? I've spelled micro machine so many times, yet I will still spell it wrong. You know what I mean? Or an autocorrect, it just won't even get started to get past 2 or 3 letters, and it's like it's jumbled up in my head. 36 years old, and I still put B's and D's backwards, the wrong way around. Here's what it is, but this is who I am. I'm not ashamed of being dyslexic. Oh, another subject with that. Who the hell decided that dyslexic was supposed to be spelt the way it is? It's a fucking joke. We're having a laugh with that one. So yeah, don't ever be ashamed of who you are. Just because you can't spell as good as everyone else, just because you can't read the same as everybody else, doesn't mean you are stupid. Because you're not. Because your brain works in so many different ways, and you know it. So ask for help. Make a joke of it. Ignore the people who are they're going to be out there, they're going to mock you. But if you go on a group of people, they sort of laugh with you, or just the amount of times I've spelt a word wrong because I've tried to spell it, and I thought, oh fuck it, I'll just send that, you know. And people just read it and go, yeah, I know what you mean. So yeah, Dana, I am actually going to drink this, unlike last time. Steve, this is a really, really nice drink. After lockdown, I hope you don't drink them all yourself, because I'm going to look forward to actually sharing a bottle of this with you, with a fire. So, everyone, stay safe, look after each other, and thanks for watching.